Our next fight is brought to you by Pro Subs. We move to the World Series of Fighting bantamweight division. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Decagon, Rudy Morales. Bryson Hansen.
I'm Bryson Hansen, and you're watching the World Series of Fighting on NBCSN.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here comes his opponent. Please welcome Bryson Hansen. Bryson Hansen.
I'm Bryson Hansen, and you're watching the World Series of Fighting on NBCSN.
As we take a look at the tail of the tape for this bantamweight fight scheduled for 3 rounds, Bryson Hansen, 28 years of age, 5'6", 135.2 pounds officially, and his reach just over 64 inches. Going up against Rudy Morales, making his World Series of Fighting debut, comes to us by way of Guatemala, now living here in Las Vegas. Fights out of Syndicate MMA, 30 years of age, 135 and a 70-inch reach. And I'll tell you what, this kid is on a 2-fight win streak. He is ready to go. And boss, he is limber.
He's limber. I used to do that after my
Come on.
wins. I would jump in and splits. Yeah. And
can you still do it?
you know what? I don't have the knees to jump anymore. It hurts, but I could still do it, I think, if I had no pain in my knees.
And there is Bryson Hansen now inside the cage here, ready to do battle.
You can look at his build. You can see that he's built to strike. You see that?
So both men are now inside the cage here in Las Vegas. We set it into Jazz Securo for the official introductions.
Here we go, Sin City, Las Vegas. We have a World Series of Fighting bantamweight fight scheduled for 3 rounds, and it is brought to you by Pro Subs. And now, introducing, fighting out of the blue corner of the Decagon. His record is impressive, 3 victories, 1 defeat, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall. He weighs 135 pounds. He fights out of Las Vegas, introducing Ruthless Rudy Morales.
This is hard. When looking at their records, I would say both are great strikers. So use a lot of footwork with short combinations, and when he starts feeling uncomfortable there, use his striking to set up takedowns.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent across the Decagon, fighting out of the red corner. His record is also impressive, 7 victories with only 2 defeats, standing 5 feet 6 inches tall. He weighed in at 135.5 pounds, fighting out of Las Vegas by way of Kailua, Hawaii, presenting Bryson Hansen.
His opponent has 1 knockout victory, so that's what we know from him. So, knowing that he comes from couture, he knows how to wrestle. Same thing here as his opponent. Keep the fight on the feet. When he feels he starts losing that battle, clinch and go for takedowns.
And you saw moments ago, we put up that graphic of Bryson and Bryson Hansen. They're not fighting tonight, but if they did, boy, that would be some kind of war. Their mother, I think, would oppose that all the way. So it is
2 brothers.
Bryson against Rudy Morales here in the bantamweight division. Hansen, a very heavy-handed fighter.
Your referee for this fight is Kim Winslow.
You guys need to go.
So we're set to go in the bantamweight division. Janie gets us underway. This one's scheduled for 3.
Ready, Rudy? Ready, Bryson? Fight!
There we go. Morales stands in southpaw stance. If his last name says anything about his boxing skills, he should have great boxing skills.
Yeah. But Bryson Hansen, I'll tell you what, if he lands one of those patented punches, Hansen brother punches, it's a short night.
5 knockout victories he has already. Oh, that was a nice inside low kick. That's what I'm talking about.
And Rudy Morales instantly trying to test out the stability of that foot. He is still a little tender on that left foot. We'll keep an eye on that. That kick found its mark.
Oh, I'm mixing things up. I say Hansen stands in southpaw position. And that's when you can do things like this. But understand that Morales can do the same thing. He can throw an inside low kick with his back leg as well.
Yep. 1 punch and the shot. Hansen comes in looking for the takedown and gets it.
That's his wrestling. Extreme couture right there.
Well, you talk about Bryson Hansen and some of the finishes he's had. He's had a 46-second finish and a 23-second finish here in the World Series of Fighting.
It looks like he's looking for an armbar here. I'm talking about Morales. He's got a high guard now. He might spin it now to the left arm of Hansen. He was looking at it first to the right, I believe. But maybe Hansen is baiting.
Oh, Hansen was looking for the slam, and Morales gets his feet to the canvas momentarily. Again, goes with a high closed guard.
Sometimes you can on purpose lay an arm out there, and hopefully your opponent is going for it. And as soon as he goes for an armbar, you pull out, you move to side mount. Oh, wow. That was nice. Armbar attempt. Oh.
Boss, the picture of a vicious elbow is what Hansen just dropped on the forehead of Rudy Morales.
It was like the Bruce Lee 2-inch punch. This was a 2-inch elbow, but he put his body weight at the right time in it.
Left side of Morales' eye.
It's already bleeding.
See the blood coming out.
I mean, that was that one elbow. Yeah, he lined that one up.
All right, Rudy Morales, boss, you've been in this situation before. I know it's hard to believe, folks out there, but Boss Rutan has been cut before. Oh, how do you fight through this?
You know, you just don't think about it. Another great elbow. I was really beat up. I mean, my eye got cut. The other eye, I lost my contact. I couldn't see anything. My nose was broke. I was, you know,
someone did that
swallowing my own blood. Yeah, Kevin Reynolds did that to me in the first 4 minutes of our fight. I didn't look that good afterwards, let me tell you that.
2 minutes still to go for Rudy Morales, trying to survive this and losing a lot of blood out there from that vicious elbow coming from Bryson Hansen just about a minute ago.
It's just a flesh wound. It's just a flesh wound. Wow, man. Yeah, he worked on those elbows, I'm telling you. They're going to check the cut.
So they're going to have Bryson Hansen go to a neutral corner. They're going to have a doctor come in and check this out.
There will be blood.
Morales says, I'm okay, but Kim Winslow stops this, brings the doctor in and says, let's take a look at this.
I hope it's underneath the eye. If it will be above the eye and it goes into the eye, the referee might stop the fight.
Okay.
Here it is one more time.
How really? No, that was not it. Watch.
It's coming.
He sets it up. No, this one. That was the one. And we heard it here, ringside. We heard the floor boom going.
Well, Rudy Morales had purple in his hair right now, and everything's gone red on him And now Bryson Hansen really teeing off. Side control and in full control of this bantamweight bout.
Yeah, he's smelling blood, literally.
Everyone in the arena is smelling blood if within 15 feet of the cage right now.
I smell iron. Smells like iron. If you ever licked iron, well, that's how it smells.
You're ready to go. You're ready to turn in. Go, 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 go. Turn in.
It is making things very slippery, and that is literally right now what Bryson Hansen's dealing with is Rudy Morales is basically slicked up with that blood.
He's got to watch out, yeah.
60
I was going to say Hansen was putting his body in a little bit of the same line as his opponent. It's bad for reversals. He has to always watch out. Keep a 90-degree angle on him. That will be the best. It's harder for his opponent to throw him off.
Rudy Morales trying to make it to the end of round number 1. This one's scheduled for 3. He'll receive attention during the breakover, and Bryson Hansen, though, really controlling his opponent right now, not giving him any sign of hope. He's got to try to grind this thing out and try to get it in the last 32 seconds. But Morales doing a great job of hanging tough.
Bring that right leg to the fence, Rudy. Right leg to the fence, bud. Watch that head and arm.
Looking for a side choke. His opponent, the corner from Morales already told him, watch it for the head and arm. Which is another word for a side choke.
Bury that head. Rudy. 15 seconds. Let's bury that head, Rudy, on the way up.
10 seconds to go.
Up, 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 Rudy. Up, up, up.
And we will be back for round 2 when we return to Las Vegas.
Deep breath. Dennis, ice. I get the water.
Hey, Brett, pass me that.
Back in Las Vegas, Nevada, round number 2 set to get underway in the bantamweight division. A lot of work being done, not only in the fighters, but on the cage. Bryson Hansen in the black trunks, Rudy Morales in what were white trunks. And Morales getting a lot of attention, both from the doctors and advice from his corner. And our Joey Varner was there. Joey, what did you hear and what did you see?
Todd, you know what? The surprising thing about the advice he got from his coaches and from the referee, Kim Winslow, wasn't about the cut. Morales was complaining that he popped his knee in the middle of the fight, and because of that, he's not been able to move or get off with any of his strikes. The referee, of course, made sure that he still was able to compete, but he's complaining, saying the reason why he's not flowing and doing as well is because the injury he sustained to his knee.
Yeah, it's the left knee as we take a look at it now with Morales back on the ground. So Boss didn't see where that happened, but he definitely is favoring the right and not putting much pressure on that left knee.
Yeah, you said it to him. You told me when he walked back to the corner, he said something wrong with his knee. I wonder if Hansen knows this.
Well, are you surprised? And do you think Bryson Hansen is completely surprised that this fight has really turned into more of a ground and pound game? We thought this was going to be a real striking game.
Yeah, but you know, he knows he's giving up like 2 inches in reach, so he thinks, why not bring it to the game? I'm a wrestler.
A wrestle.
Let's go get him there. On a short distance, he's more effective with his strikes than his opponent. Like a beautiful elbow again. He really waits for it and it drops it in the right time.
So effective in close range when you can't posture up, and Hansen can generate so much downward force with that elbow.
Yeah, and it's all about lugging up your shoulder at the right time and pushing your body weight into it. And that's what he's doing.
Left arm underhook, Rudy. Left arm underhook. Let's go.
So now Rudy Morales has a cut on his left side and now his right eye, courtesy of Bryson Hansen, who's continually working the elbows in short range. And there is Bryson Hansen looking on, watching his brother do work. Those are 2 tough Hawaiians.
Yeah. Do that elbow you did to me in 7th grade. He's shouting now.
Coming up on the halfway point of round number 2. This one's scheduled for 3 in the bantamweight division. It is all Bryson Hansen. As our Joey Varner reported just moments ago, Rudy Morales complaining not of the cut that was over the left brow that he sustained in round number 1, but of the left knee, saying that his knee had popped. He was checked out by the doctors and referee Kim Winslow, deemed to seem okay. He said he wanted to keep fighting, so a tough kid, no question about it. Rudy Morales, the first Guatemalan fighter to fight here in the World Series of Fighting.
Those elbows, he's gonna go.
Bryson needs to be a little bit more effective, more busy, because otherwise the referee Kim Winslow might put him back on the feet. You know, that elbow he threw is a really good elbow, but he has to do it a little bit more. Mix it up with some hooks, right hooks to the body, and then a left elbow to the face. And Morales, well, he needs to get out of here. Wow. He needs to skip his hips backwards, but you can always already tell that Bryson is holding his hips. You see, with his left arm, and as soon as he skips it backwards, he's going to pull him back into the cage.
So basically, the only chance that Rudy Morales has right now of improving his position is if Kim Winslow stops and says, let's stand him up.
That's it. I would really work on getting up.
Oh, rabbit punches to the side of the head of Bryson Hansen from Rudy Morales, but that's about all the offense he has been able to mount here in round number 2 as he continues to wipe the blood that's dripping into his eye. You see the cut on the left side is just to the left of his eye, on the right side, almost the identical spot.
Yeah, if I was the referee, I would have put it back on the feet now.
You would?
Yeah. Nothing happens. It's just holding. There we go. Now let's see if he can get back up.
And this is where Morales is going to have to put all that weight on that left knee if he wants to get up. And that's the knee that's been bothering him.
30 seconds.
Rudy Morales looking up to the side and looking at the big screens on the side of the arena. Seeing the action from a different perspective, and he does get to his feet. So with 18 seconds to go here in round number 2, Rudy Morales trying to mount something and get Bryson Hansen off him, but he's unable to break this hold. And we will see a third and final round when we return to Las Vegas. Well, this was a scene during round number 2. Rudy Morales may be taking a beating, but watch this. Thumbs up, mugging for the camera, boss Rudy.
Mugging for the camera. But then, you know, if you do that, I would say get out of the situation right away. Maybe he wants to smother. Mom, don't worry about it. I'm all okay.
Rudy Morales limps out to the middle of the cage to meet Bryson Hansen. Now, if you're Bryson Hansen, do you even want to take this thing to the ground again, or do you just make it a stand-up war? Because Morales does not seem like he can move on that left leg very well.
Well, Hansen's probably going to do that again. He's been successful with it in number 1 and 2. Oh, that was nice. The white shorts for Morales kind of changed. Oh,
wow.
Look at that.
Rudy Morales going Cobra Kai, finding some elevation.
Wow, that was nice. That was almost a crane that he pulled up there. Miyagi-Do karate.
Thought he was gonna sweep the leg, huh?
Yeah, that's Cobra Kai.
Bryson Hansen clearly in control of this fight in the 3rd round against Rudy Morales. He has inflicted the most damage by just looking at the canvas itself. But really has turned this into a slow ground and pound matchup.
Yeah, it's the recipe for success. If it works in round 1 and 2, let's continue round number 3 and get the victory.
Boss, if you're in the management of the World Series of Fighting, Ray Sefo, Ali Abdelaziz, and you see Rudy Morales in the performance he had tonight, what's your assessment? Is this kid just unlucky break, the early cut took him out of his game? How do you assess his performance?
Yeah, well, if he goes back and later on they hear what was going on with his knee, that he couldn't move the way he wanted, you know, and he still shows a lot of heart. I think they will ask him back. Nobody can question his heart here.
Yeah, no question about it. Went on. I want to remind you, still to come, Krasimir Mladenov in the middleweight division facing off with Brendan Kornberger, and all leads up to our main event tonight in the welterweight division. Jake Shields and Brian Foster will have that for you live here on NBCSN. 3 minutes still to go in this one, the third and final round. Bryson Hansen in the black trunks and Rudy Morales in the white, now pink trunks.
Morales is going, you know, I don't know if that knee stopped him from the takedown defense. And if that was not the knee, but just the takedown defense, he needs to work on takedown defense, because otherwise he just give a blueprint away on how to beat him. You know, to all the other opponents, future opponents.
And poor Rudy Morales, he is going to have nightmares about short-range elbows for weeks to come.
Yeah, most of the time it's the first night. You see it coming again and again. Here we go again. Scorcher, 6. What movie is that, guys?
2:15 to go in this one, and Morales just limping to his feet, literally. Bryson Hansen continues to apply the pressure.
Looking for a choke there. This could be tied on if he can grab it, but it can also escape. It's not a normal guillotine. He cannot go to the ground. Yeah, here we go again.
I'll tell you what,
grab low, it's going to pull him out.
If Rudy Morales' doctor asked him if he's donated blood in the last 6 months, he'll say, yeah, I fought Bryson Hansen.
Yeah. Those are ways, though. I donated on the mat, which they later swiped up. But we saw in the break here, there were a lot of towels in the cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to watch out now.
Boss, after a fight like this, if you're Rudy Morales, do you get a copy of it and watch it again?
There we go. Of course. You know, but it's all about, like I said, it's all about, did the knee do this to him? The takedown defense. You know, you would think, I would think maybe not, because he could throw his hips more backwards. No, but on the other side, if you feel it while you're doing it, you know, it's a thing that gets inside your head.
55 seconds.
Use the cage, come on!
Come on, Rudy, time to dig deep, bud. Let's go.
Start to be more cautious.
Kick off and go.
He's got to kick off really hard. He's pushing, but he should have kicked. What his opponent, what his corner told him to do. See if he can throw him over. 30 seconds. It's going to be too late, I think.
Morales putting up a great battle here as Bryson Hansen tries to ground this one out. The final 30 seconds. Fishing for an arm bar.
No, he's looking for a triangle, but Hansen already pulled his right arm out. That's it. He's writing it out.
We'll have the official decision when we return to Las Vegas. Back in Las Vegas, Nevada, final preparations underway for Brendan Kornberger. He'll meet Krasimir Mladenov in the middleweight division. That fight coming up live here on NBCSN, but still some business to take care of at the end of 3 grueling rounds in the bantamweight division. It is Bryson Hansen and Rudy Morales going the distance. We now set it inside the cage. That is where Jazz Securo has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, Judge Roy Silver scores this fight 30-25. Judge Patricia Morse-Jarman scores it 30-26. And Judge Junichiro Kamijo scores it 30-27. All for your winner by unanimous decision, Bryson Hansen!
So Hansen gets the victory over Morales. It was the early elbows that did the damage, and he takes him down and gets the victory by way of unanimous decision, running his record to 8-2. When we return, the middleweights take center stage. Krasimir Mladenov and Brendan Kornberger live on NBCSN.
Yeah. Get ready. Listen. What you wanna do? If you don't strike first, that's when they gon' come at you. Yeah. and you know it's true. Don't let your life get worse being timid, that ain't cool. Nah.